The Ethiopian Airlines crash site has been a mix of mourners, retrieval specialists and investigation crews, from Ethiopia and around the world, and all of them are looking for their own kinds of answers. All 157 people on board Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, which departed Sunday morning from Addis Ababa to Nairobi, Kenya, were killed after the plane ran into serious trouble only 6 minutes after takeoff. The flight roster on the Boeing 737 MAX 8 jet was made up of people from more than 20 different countries, including 18 Canadians. For Israeli Moshe Bitton, Tuesday was his second day at the site, looking for the remains of his eldest brother, Daniel Reem. The family wants his remains brought back home for burial. It is very important to bring family members to the grave in Israel, said Bitton of his search through mounds of debris and dirt at the site, which was only cordoned off early Tuesday morning. We came here and said some prayers. The Ethiopian Red Cross is one of several groups working on recovery efforts at the crash site in a farming region outside of the capital Addis Ababa. Sylvia Thompson, CBC, hoping to bury the dead like Bitton. Ilhan Matzlia also lost a brother here. They're both working with an Israeli volunteer search and rescue group called Zaka, who are sent to help identify the bodies. We need to find identities, the DNA, so that we can bury them, Bilton said, citing Jewish law. Otherwise, the person will stay missing. Moshe Bitton lost his oldest brother, Daniel Reem, when the plane crashed, killing all 157 people on board. He's at the site because he wants to see if he can help identify remnants of his brother's body in order to bring them back to Israel for a funeral. Sylvia Thompson, CBC, his other brother and sister gave DNA in Israel to try to help make the match. But after 2 days of searching, Bitton still has not found what he came here for. Bitton and Matzlia wrote to the CEO of Ethiopian Airlines asking that the Israeli search and rescue team be given access to the hangar where debris which may contain the human remains are stored. For now, he has been given his brother's wallet, which was found on the site, while he waits and hopes for more. That pain was shared by Nordin Muhammad, 27, a Kenyan businessman who lost his brother and mother in the crash. Losing a brother and mother in the same day and not having their bodies to bury is very painful, he told Reuters from the Kenyan capital Nairobi, where the plane had been due. We are Muslim and have to bury our deceased immediately. Complicated recovery effort. At the scene of the recovery effort outside of the Ethiopian capital, hundreds of local people from surrounding farming communities watched as teams from a host of agencies and countries poured over the site, cordoned off with yellow tape marked crime scene. Dozens of rescuers and investigators walked across dry soil in straight lines searching for body parts. Large excavators dug into the earth. Hundreds of local residents lined the road across from where the plane crashed, watching recovery efforts in an agricultural area near Ahar, Ethiopia, on Tuesday. Sylvia Thompson, CBC, the search may be complicated by the sheer number of different parties involved. On Tuesday, CBC saw groups at the site from Boeing headquarters in the U.S., the Ethiopian Red Cross, Ethiopian Police, Ethiopian Airlines, a team from the Federal Aviation Administration of the United States, the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, and a number of other small groups. None of the official investigators would comment on the recovery efforts when questioned by CBC News. They mostly huddled and talked among themselves. Ethiopian Airlines, for its part, said it will take 5 days to clear the site and return remains to families. Zaka, a volunteer search and rescue team from Israel, was trying to help locate the remains of the 2 Israelis who were killed in the crash. Sylvia Thompson, CBC, he had a lot of things left to do. Lages, the mother of a cabin crew employee who died in the crash, was also searching as she cried at the crash site. What I am now demanding is that I get the body of my child. Whatever happened has happened, Lages said. I now need to lay her to rest. I came here to see where my daughter lost her life and to make peace, the friend of another victim of the ill-fated flight cried as he looked at pictures of the deceased on his phone. A group of businessmen from China mourned the loss of a colleague at the crash site on Tuesday. Sylvia Thompson, CBC, off on a quiet part of the site, a handful of Chinese businessmen stood, wearing all black, as they bowed their heads in a moment of silence and remembrance for a work colleague who died here. In front of them sat a makeshift vigil to their colleague, fruit, a pack of cigarettes and some of the Ethiopian injera bread he loved. "It is very sad because he had a lot of things left to do," said Wu Ping of his workmate and friend, as he fought back tears. "But he stopped right here and he will now stay here forever."